When it comes to the Vietnam War, photographs and videos all seem to have one thing in common. Somewhere in the photo, there seems to be a Huey UH helicopter somewhere nearby. They have transported many wounded troops. They have also led the way to clear areas for the transportation of troops to those specific areas. Some of the most iconic video from the Vietnam War are troops that are jumping out of Huey helicopters hovering closely to the ground. Even the sound that they make seem to have become iconic. The distinct sound of the propeller blades chopping through the air make the vehicle unmistakable when hearing it from a distance. Its official name is the Iroquois. However, it has the nickname of Huey. This is because of the earlier UH-1 designation. It would be changed later to the UH-1 in 1962. However, the nickname of Huey would stick. Despite its offensive firepower, the Huey UH helicopter was initially designed for the evacuation of troops in mind. Getting wounded soldiers away from the battlefield and into safety was a priority. Armed only with a pair of M60 machine guns, the helicopter, which was mainly used for troop transport, was also known as a slick. The Huey helicopter would be a vast improvement over the previous versions, and instead of having reciprocating engines, the new Huey helicopters used a turbine engine to rotate the propeller blades. This would be the helicopter utility model 1A. During the Vietnam War alone, over 5,000 Huey UH-1A helicopters were used. More than half would be lost, either by enemy fire or abandonment. The difficult conditions in Vietnam would call for improvements in the equipment. High humidity and sweltering heat would take its toll on all of the equipment used. The turbine engine proved very reliable in the environment. The utility helicopter, originally designed for transporting injured troops, began to expand its uses. Ultimately, the Bell UH-1H Iroquois helicopter would be introduced in 1967. With a fuselage length of 41 feet 11 inches, it would be 11 feet 9 inches tall. The width of the stabilizer bar would be just over 9 feet wide. It would have 1,400 horsepower, and it would feature a Lycoming T53L13 turbine engine. The turbine would power a two-blade, semi-rigid 48-foot by 21-inch cord main rotor, and a two-blade, semi-rigid 8-foot 6-inch diameter 8.4-inch cord tail rotor. It had a maximum gross weight of 9,500 pounds with an empty weight of 5,210 pounds. At the time, this new breed of helicopter would also be a transport and be able to transport up to 4,000 pounds of cargo. The internal fuel tanks held a capacity of 209 gallons of fuel. Its range would be 285 miles without the use of additional fuel tanks. Maximum speed of 120 cruising knots, and it would serve from 1965 through 1973. During the conflict in Vietnam, this utility helicopter would eventually transport nearly 2 million wounded troops. The UH-1 Iroquois would utilize a crew of 4, the first being the aircraft commander, or the AC. The AC was in command of the aircraft at all times. The second being the co-pilot, or the Peter pilot. The Peter pilot would assist the AC in flying as needed. In fact, most of the pilots introduced to the conflict in Vietnam would start out as Peter pilots before gaining the experience and ultimately advancing to the AC position. The Peter pilot would also tend to be rotated to different helicopters at different times. He would be followed by the crew chief, or CE. The CE would be solely responsible for the condition and maintenance of the aircraft. And then the door gunner, who would man the M60D 7.62mm NATO machine guns. He would also assist in the loading and unloading of the aircraft, as well as aiding the crew chief. Each crew member would be issued body armor. If they chose not to wear it, it usually ended up beneath their seats for protection against enemy fire from below. The Huey Slick's main mission was for the carrying of the infantry troops into combat. These were referred to as combat assaults. Each assault could number up to 8 to 10 slicks or helicopters. These transporting helicopters would be escorted by 2 or 3 gunships, and they could also transport up to 6 to 8 troops each. In addition to transporting troops into combat and returning the wounded troops to safety, these helicopters would also deliver vital supplies. They would deliver food, water, ammunition, and other supplies vital to the ground troops. The success of the helicopter would lead to the creation of the UH-1H Huey-2. The UH-1H Huey-2 multi-mission helicopter was an upgraded version of the UH-1H multi-mission medium-lift helicopter. It is designed and manufactured by Bell Helicopter, which is now a subsidiary of Textron. This upgraded helicopter weighs 5,626 pounds and can carry a load of up to 4,872 pounds. The UH-1H Huey-2 has a maximum cruise speed of just over 121 miles per hour, and it has a range of 282 miles. It can be operated by 1 or 2 pilots and accommodate up to 14 people. It has a digital cockpit that is integrated with NVG or night vision goggles and multifunctional displays. The helicopter is also equipped with several navigational and communicational upgrades as well. These include UHF and VHF communication systems, an intercom, KFS 599A control head, KR87 automatic direction finder or ADF, also a KCS55A compass, as well as a global positioning system and an emergency locator transmitter. The Huey-2 also offers improved safety upgrade improvements of the standard UH-1H. These improvements include jettisonable crew doors, crash-resistant fuel cells, wire strike protection system, rollover bulkheads, auto rotation and transmission system with chip detection and debris collection. This helicopter is carried by a Honeywell T53L703 turboshaft engine. It can generate a takeoff power of 1,342 kilowatts. The standard tanks can hold up to 211 gallons of fuel. Auxiliary fuel supplies of 148 gallons can be added to increase its range. As of 2023, the latest version of this impressive machine is the UH-1Y helicopter. This helicopter is being developed for the United States Marine Corps. It incorporates the latest advances in military avionics and rotary wing technology. This allows for state-of-the-art integrated platform for airborne command and control, aeromedical evacuation of casualties, transportation of troops, supplies, and equipment, as well as a search and rescue operation capability. An improved defensive armament system, or IDAS, provides fire from 2.75-inch or 70mm rockets and has a variety of machine gun systems. It also fully marinized, capable of shipboard operations anywhere in the world. The UH-1Y is a twin-engine medium-class helicopter. It has a maximum gross weight of 18,500 pounds. The UH-1Y rotor drive system is comprised of a low-maintenance, highly reliable, low-vibration, 4-bladed composite main rotor. The bearingless rotor head with semi-automatic blade folding system and a new main transmission with higher output capacity. It also has a high-output tail rotor drive system with a 4-bladed tail rotor. The UH-1Y also features a new fuel system with a capacity of 380 gallons in the internal fuel tanks. An additional 2 77-gallon auxiliary tanks may be mounted to extend its range. An onboard inert gas generating system, or OBIGGS, prevents fuel vapor from building up, preventing a potential fire hazard. The UH-1Y is designed for 2.8 G's normal acceleration. 198 knot drive speeds, 12 feet per second landings, and a 20 G crash load. The external cargo hook capacity is 5,000 pounds. The powertrain system transfers power from two T700 GE 401C engines to the main rotor and the tail rotor. As technology advances and improvements are made, I think that there will be more improvements made to this iconic war machine in the future. From the HU-1 to the UH-1Y, this helicopter has served the U.S. military as well as agencies around the world and will continue to do so well into the foreseeable future.